Hello, my name is Lissa, and for this week's podcast reflection, I chose the increasing cybersecurity risk of healthcare data. Basically, this podcast is Jeff Byers talking to the senior editor, Leslie Erdelak, about cybersecurity risks in healthcare. What happens when a hacker hacks into a healthcare organization's data and essentially takes it? What happens? What happens to our information? So this topic kind of interested me because I work in a hospital, and recently a lot of the hospital networks around us have been getting hacked and having their information stolen, and it has affected a lot of the stuff that we do. So basically, one of the hospitals nearby had this happen to them, and as a result of it, our ER overflowed. We had way more people than we normally did because they technically couldn't deny people care, but they were straight up with them. They were honest with them, like, hey, we're undergoing a cybersecurity attack right now. They can't use any of the EHR. They can't use anything online. They basically are back to paper and pen. A lot of them are telling us, one of the doctors are telling us that works there, she's like, we have, for example, for a CT scan, they have one computer that's connected to landline internet that they can use, and they have to print off a hard copy of a disc, wait for a radiologist to read it, and it just takes so much longer than it normally does. So therefore, we have a lot more people coming to our hospital. But anyways, aside from that, aside from making the processes less efficient, one of the large things that I learned that I previously didn't know was that so when they steal your data like this, they can commit identity theft. They can sell your information and hold it. They can basically essentially hold hospitals at ransom too, which is what happened to another hospital network that we are actually a subdivision of. They can sell it on the dark web. Basically, they can make money off of you or steal your money and impersonate you, which is terrifying to think about. I didn't know that. I always just thought, so what if these people have my data? It's not like, they're going to broadcast an article out about the procedure that I had done. But that's one of the most concerning things to me, was that they can impersonate who I am. I didn't even really think this deeply into it, that all of my payment information is in that EHR. My insurance, my social security number, all of that stuff is in that electronic health record. All the stuff that they need to essentially be you, which is terrifying. Not to mention the fact that in the podcast they talk about how there is a significant divide in the amount of cybersecurity attacks and the amount of money the hospital or healthcare organization spends on software to prevent these attacks. It was actually found that a significantly large amount of hospitals don't spend a lot of money on protecting your information. Obviously, they do spend some. I think it might be legally mandated that they do. I'm not completely sure about that. But essentially, your information is free for grabsies for whoever wants to hack into the system, which once again is so scary. Like I said, I did not know that. I guess I didn't really think about it, that, all of my information is in there, and they can access all of my information, even my contact information, which is they can essentially sign your number up to get all of those spam calls and stuff like that, which is, once again, also that bit's more just annoying, but still I don't want my information out there. But sorry, I have my notes right here. They can actually, so there was an example of a ransomware attack where an organization hacked into a hospital and dispatch services software and actually diverted ambulances from the scene of an accident. They were on their way. They actually diverted them to some random location, and the people didn't receive help. It's just scary to think, because we rely so much on technology nowadays. Like I said, like that example, ambulances. They have a little tablet in their front seat, and basically dispatch uploads the information of where they need to go, and it's like a big GPS, and they just follow it exactly to where they need to go. And if that gets hacked into and they're following this to where they think they need to go, especially in big city areas where they might not completely know the way around, they can get completely diverted from an accident to a random location, which is terrifying because then those people in that accident didn't receive the help that they needed. So it's just really scary to think about with how reliant we are on technology and the EHR, and quickly accessing, an emergency comes in. Like, I work in an ER, emergency comes in, we need to quickly access this person's information, what medications they're on, things that they've undergone, prior existing medical conditions that may be the reason for why they're coming in. Normally that's all just a couple clicks away, but under a cyber attack, that's not the case, because we are not allowed to access anything until the attack is over. We have to rely on paper charting and paper records, which is very inefficient, very slow, and honestly leads to impaired care. So it's just crazy to see how much one thing can affect an entire process.